der flere?
Jeg tror, der var en herre her.
This is a question to Dr. Kerber. I think it's the Commission that is one of the main forces in limiting freedom of expression on the internet. If I'm wrong, tell me. What can the citizens do to secure their rights on the internet? Are you familiar with the 3 strikes and you're out legislation? Do you have a comment on that?
Could you elaborate on the legislation you have in mind?
I'm not into the exact laws, but just in general, I can't say anything more specific about it. But there is an initiative from the Commission, and I think a large portion of the European Parliament, the EU Parliament, has maybe backed up on this, but maybe they don't actually always know what they're doing. But maybe you have a comment on that, and what rights, what possibilities the average citizen has to secure optimal freedom of expression on the internet.
I must, modest as I am, admit that I'm not familiar with the specific legislation underway prepared by the Commission, because the Commission prepares so many things. But the internet regulation is still part of the national competence. In France, you have very far-reaching legislation to stop free download, because this sort of pirating is endangering authors' rights, and the publishing industry has lobbied the government to prepare legislation to fight that process. Apart from that, the European Commission has made several initiatives in order to stop the public broadcasting service, to enlarge the activities to the internet, to restrain themselves to the core of the public broadcasting service. Otherwise, they would have considered or examined the financing of the public broadcasting service under the aspect of state aid rules. This is the only comment I can make on that. Please forgive me if this is not very specific.
But don't the average citizens have the right to freedom of expression, and if there are politicians that want to limit that on the internet, don't they have the right to take that into court or demand that limiting the freedom of expression must first be something that goes through the courts and not just an administrative...
Let me answer this question from a very legal point of view. Any act of public intervenience or public intervention in the internet can be controlled by the public law courts. In Germany, the administrative law courts, or at the very most, the Bundesverfassungsgericht, if this is a very grave intervention, or certain gravity, because the freedom of speech comprises, well, freedom of expression within the internet, limited by general laws. I am not familiar with the situation, the legal situation in other member states, certainly not with the situation here in Denmark. But apart from that, we have a catalogue of fundamental rights within the European Constitution or within the European Treaty being considered in Germany by the Constitutional Court as essentially equivalent to the German fundamental rights. So you are formally as well entitled to address to the European Law Court, in order to have a very severe judgment on that.
I can tell you as a final statement here, the Folkebevægelsen against the EU expansion has voted to limit this, to stop this removing the freedom of speech on the internet.
Vi færdige med spørgsmål nu, så...
Ja, nu må vi gå over til pausen. Og det var som sagt første halvdel, og jeg vil sige tak til de medvirkende til Knudsen og Ole Kerber og Markus Kerber. Tak fordi Thank you for coming here. Will you stay a little longer or leave now?
I will leave at the end of
You'll
the
be this afternoon, yeah. Til Hanne, nej, til 3. Det bliver så kun 25 minutter. Tænk dig om 3.